We're back on Morning Trade Live. Let's focus on Palantir. The stock is moving higher this morning after an upgrade. More on that in a second. But Palantir has suffered from the broader sell-off in the software sector. It's down nearly 20% here in 2026 and more than 30% off November's all-time high. It's trading up about 1% right now, 144 and change. So Palantir is the focus of the morning trade. Joining us now, as always, for a closer look is Marley Kayden. Very good morning to you, Marley. So we've got Daiwa, who's upgraded Palantir now to buy. What are they saying?
Good morning, Sam. Yes, Daiwa upgraded to buy from neutral. They have a new price target. It is slightly lower, the new price target, $180. That's down from $200. But like you mentioned, trading just north of $144 right now. So still implying about a 25%, a little greater than a 25% upside from where we are currently trading. Now, the upgrade comes on the heels of their Q4 earnings beat. Palantir's revenue and earnings both surpassed expectations in that report. Revenue jumping 70% year over year in Q4. Operating income rose about twofold. Also, their commercial business showing some very strong signs of strength here. Revenue shot up 137%. So that combined with its 2026 guidance, the firm says implies that this commercial growth isn't a flash in the pan, but it is likely to not only persist, but also to speed up. Daiwa says that Palantir's quote unquote robust showing continued to be driven by the U.S. business and that their earnings release left a positive impression with the analyst and the firm. It also believes that Palantir's sharp growth will accelerate. So the stock has been on a bit of a roller coaster, though, Sam. I mean, I know we covered the earnings together. And as you look at their price action, just in 2026, they are down almost 19%. But in the last 52 weeks, up about 23%, but a bit battered in this year, sort of as it's a software name. But Palantir has sort of a unique distinction here in its ability to offer an operating system as well, and that helps deepen its foothold with clients. So yes, it is a part of the software sector that has been more broadly beaten down, but it does have sort of a unique qualifier that I think is important here.
Yeah, that certainly is the distinction there, but it has been caught up as a sort of one of the babies being thrown out with the software bathwater, hasn't it? But there's also some of those valuation concerns. But I mean, interesting what they've said about not just being a flash in the pan and robust earnings. I mean, that was exactly what Dan Ives had to say. I mean, he calls this the Messi of AI, so that's got to say something. Hey, thanks so much for breaking us down some of the thoughts from Daiwa. Let's trade it now with Tim Biggam, options strategist at Pilot AI. Very good morning to you, Tim. How are you approaching your example trade for Palantir?
Yeah, good morning, Sam. And really taking a look at a stock that looks like it might have found some short-term, at least, support around that 125 area after it really got taken out to the woodshed badly. Some, grumblings about spending, certainly not only in Palantir, but just the AI space generally. So we're seeing the stock rebound here, but I think over the next month or so, it'll probably just chop around with big range, no change. So I'm using kind of the recent highs and lows on the stock to position by being a seller on a rally, a buyer on a dip, selling an iron condor trade. Implied volatility still rather high, even though it's off the absolute highs here. So I'm just going out to March, selling the 125, 120 put spread right at that 125 support area, and then also selling the 175, 180 call spread at that overhead resistance, bringing in a nice overall net credit. So I like the risk return here, bringing in about $1.20 on the trade, risking about 380. So have about a 30-some% overall return, plenty of cushion to both the upside, about 22%, and downside over 15% over the next month or so for the stock to move around without the trade getting in trouble. Plus, you have the shorter term weeklies to sell additional spreads if you need to re-hedge.
All right, Tim Biggam there. Thank you so much for that. Keeping it short and sweet today with an example trade on Palantir. That is options strategist at Pilot AI.